Go live.
Yeah. We are.
Now we're live.
All right. So we'll wait just a few seconds. I know that I'm going to do this.
Amazing.
That's so many holiday decorations.
Look at it this way, it's 2 months and 5 days of Christmas.
Oh my goodness. I actually have started, like, it's on the printing. I bought just a couple things, so I was just.
You need to make your own. You might want to maybe talk to somebody about maybe making some pots, throwing some pots for Christmas stuff.
Or,
Off the West Coast ain't coming here anytime soon.
I was just saying, I could get supplies myself.
We could probably go dig some clay a weekend if you want.
Do what?
We'll go dig some clay.
Where would you do that?
It's not quite that easy.
You know what? We would have to do some research, John. Pioneers did it.
R&D?
Yeah.
6-pack of beer?
Have you seen that show Alone on Netflix?
No.
Oh, I haven't myself.
What is that? What is it?
Well, it's like one of those like Survivor
Okay.
type shows, but this girl makes out of just like, you know, finds some clay and makes these like little like
Makes a bicycle?
Yeah, yeah. She makes like stuff so you have like something to like drink out, because they have like very limited things that they're put out to like some wild part of Canada.
Yeah.
And but you know, she makes like stuff, so she had, you know, so she's got like different things that she uses for different stuff, and she's just like, you know, and made it. Where did she find it?
I sent you the wrong link because Monique made one too.
She just had like a little pit. Yeah, just made like a fire and like. It's like, oh, those are good skills to have. Yeah.
You find yourself.
You find yourself. No, but hey, survivor skills are good. Survivor skills are good. You never know when you.
Okay, I just sent you the correct one.
Okay. Sorry for the delay. We are really having some. Here it goes. That link doesn't work. I know. Trevor's up at the University of Utah. They had a doctor pitch thing tonight that's kind of talking about his at 6, and he didn't think he would make it there on time if he stayed here till like 5. Said, well, let's just you can hang out up there. So we are.
So is he pitching his thing this evening?
No, he just wanted to go, just kind of see the.
The pitches.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just to get an idea.
Yeah.
I find everything just brings up more and more questions.
So-
The more I dig, the more like, you know, questions I have, and like trying to figure out like what are, you know, how I want to go about things.
So I was on a call today, and it was recorded, and I'm hoping to get permission. I'd love for you guys to listen to it, but it was one of my clients is it was her and her patent attorney and the developer of the software, and she's in St. George, the developer is in Lehigh, and then the patent attorney's in Silicon Valley. He's doing some stuff for Amazon, and I've sat through these before, but as just a spectator, I was blown away at the conversation between. That's it. He should be on.
Okay.
Just not just talking about patent, but just talking about being prepared for everything. It was. So, is he on?
He said it. He said it's
Okay.
working.
Perfect.
Working.
Can you hear us? I guess, can you hear us?
I typed that in.
Okay, perfect.
He said, yeah, it's perfect. Thank
All
you.
right. Good. So we will get going, and so today is, we are week 7. Is it week 7 already? My goodness. It's flying by. We have a lot of work to do. Oh, you know why this is, we did 2, you know what? So I really do apologize. I've been going off of our 12-week schedule, and this was only scheduled for 10 weeks. I hope that doesn't mess you guys up. I'm willing to go out 12. So there's like 9 versions of this class, depending on what time of year it is. We have an 8-week, a 10-week, a 12-week, and a 14 and a 16. So I've just been going off of the 12-week only because that's what we teach in the college. So I really do apologize. But the good news is you get 2 extra weeks for review. But it just takes 2 extra weeks. I just realized that. That's why I'm like, wow, this is usually week 5. So anyways, so what we do in the 12-week is we don't have this review here at week 4, and we don't have our review here at week 7, which I think is critical. I'm meeting with a venture capitalist on Tuesday that wants to stretch it out to 20 weeks and to teach it over a 20-week. But that is more of a Techstars type. We're interacting with the development team and customers and all of that. So anyways, I apologize, but we'll still make it through. If for any reason you cannot make it through, I can take it offline. So what we're doing today is we're actually moved. So phase 1, the first 6 weeks was all about just validating your idea, making sure we had something that's a good idea, people like it, we're comfortable. Because the second phase, the next 4 weeks, is going to be building a business model around your idea. So we're assuming that the idea is good from this point moving forward, and now we're going to start building business models. So what we do today is we're going to review, and you guys have sent me, I didn't get one from you. Are you just going to stand up and talk?
Sure.
Okay, and I didn't get one from you. Okay, perfect.
Oh. Where we going?
Did you get the email from me on the MVP and?
I have my one.
Yeah.
I'm getting caught up, but I have my.
Yeah. So and I'll pop the email up. So what we're going to do today is, and I was going to put it into. I'll put it. I was going to put it into the screen, but. What we're talking, so moving into phase 2 is we're going to build our elevator pitch. And in order to really build our elevator pitch, that's where you're going to practice on the day is your elevator pitch. But we'll, I'll put up a screen in just a second for that. So your elevator pitch is really based around your MVP. If someone kind of questions, well, I don't really understand what you're talking about, that's when you pull out your picture and say, well, this is it, dummy. So that's kind of where this all goes together. Once we get our MVP, we start building our unique value proposition. And what our unique value proposition is really what is really cool about our product. And we'll get into this more detail here shortly, but it's basically, what do I do? Why do I do it? And who do I do it for? It's the 3 questions. We'll get into that later tonight. And we're going to talk a little bit about forecasting again. Boy, I can't tell you the importance of digging into that spreadsheet and understanding your forecast. I'm working with a seasoned CEO. She's on her, 8th company, and she still struggles with the forecasting because it isn't an easy task. So we'll talk about that tonight. And then we'll start talking about competitive analysis. And we're going to do our homework for this week is going to be to do a competitive analysis. And that's where you're going to go out and find some people that kind of play in your space. See what they do. What are do they hang out in Instagram? What do they say? What are people saying? What's their price point? And those types of things. So I am going to, I didn't have this completely ready. So apologize for a second. Let's see. So I'm going to. what I meant to do today and totally forgot. So what you have tonight is you're going to get a minute, and you basically want to take 10 seconds to describe your name, your company name, and what you do. This is a great writing exercise for you as you sit down for the first time and type out your name, your company name, and what you do, and see if you can keep it into 30 words. I think the first time people do it, they're in between 100 and 150 words. We need to chop that down to 30 words because that's about 10 seconds. There's a movie about a director in California, and he was a film director. And I'll send you guys. I can't remember the name. But the census of his as a big director is you've literally got 10 seconds to convince him that you need a meeting with him when it comes to his movies. So people got really good at crafting their message in less than 10 seconds because he would walk away. You lost him. I know investors in here locally, angel investors, that basically, if it takes more than 10 or 15 seconds, you've lost him. If he's truly interested, he may get a second meeting, but 9 times out of 10, you've lost him if you can't get his attention in 10 seconds. So you have 10 seconds. Then you have 35 seconds to kind of talk about your MVP, and that's what we talked about last week. What is it you do, and what are your 3 cool points, 35 bullet points, and then what's a risk assumption? And again, the reason we talk about risk assumption is because depending on your audience, if in fact you do get a chance to get in front of an investor, they will ask you that. So anyways, any questions? Do you guys want to take 3 minutes and prepare 5 minutes and ready? Is anyone ready? You ready? Of course you are.
Let's just get it over with.
Okay, let me bring up. Nude art. Oh wait, no.
I changed the font a little bit this time.
No. Look, read right here. It says right there, nude art.
Well, that's to get you to open it.
I know, right? I didn't even think about it. Wow, you're way ahead of me. Okay, so what you're going to do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
absolutely.
about the marketing. They're like, oh, I get 10 seconds to get your attention. There you
I
go.
know, right? You got it. Okay, how come I can't find Zoom? View. Okay, do you want to come up in front
Come up here?
so Trevor can see you?
Okay. Okay. All right. Hi, my name is Christine Betts. I'm the founder of Nuclear Arts, which is an art and science makerspace. We offer classes, workshops, and even monthly member space to individuals who are looking to expand their creativity in the arts and sciences. Now, although we offer classes for people of all ages, a large part of our focus is for young adults and children. And our courses are going to kind of showcase that intersection between art and science. And so we'll have art classes, biology. We'll also have some activities that are going to kind of highlight geometry and chemistry. We can talk about color theory, just to name a few examples. And this is really kind of driven from the fact that we've seen a decline in resources in arts and science in schools. And so parents are really looking for activities for their kids to kind of expand on that. And we're finding that even kids are wanting to do more educational, hands-on, interactive experiences in both the art and science fields.
Great.
That's
It
it.
was 107, so perfect.
All right.
Very good. Any questions? Yeah, that was good. Any questions? What was your opening salvo again? You said your name and then you said Nuclear Arts. We are, what did you
An
say?
art and science makerspace.
You just
Art
said
and
that she
science.
was the.
The founder of Nuclear Art, which is an
Yeah,
art
no,
and
I was looking at the art and science makerspace because that caught my attention of the art and science because we're missing the art part in the world. So anyways,
So is the audience on this an investor?
No, just on the street, casual conversation. You know, this is that chance encounter. Because what would happen is, hi, my name's John. I'm the director of the mail, and you'd say, my name's Christine, and then you say, oh, and I go, what exactly do you do? And then you would have that 30-second to 45-second to. And this is because again, like I said, it goes by quick. A minute's pretty quick. So this is just our chance encounter, our elevator pitch, which we'll practice the next, several times. But again, as you start to introduce yourself and meet people and start going into groups and stuff, I think you did a great job.
Okay.
I'm excited to see the
thing,
The thingy.
the mock-up, whatever,
the thing.
Yeah, unfortunately,
The wheels are
hopefully maybe next week. You can really pack a lot into a kiln, and so it doesn't make sense for me to fire like.
Oh, that's right, one piece.
So I'm trying to make other pieces so that I can.
Very cool.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
it's more economical for me to fire the kiln.
Great. No, if you have any other questions, that's awesome.
Okay.
I like the design updates too.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
I went with your suggestions, John. One to make it one page, but then also show kids. So.
Well, this really makes sense to me, right? When you start talking, when you say clay and chemistry, I was like, I'm not sure. And then you were like, even though you may, color the image and put the image on the clay, but this photograph with the telescope or the microscope really, and then you added more than just chemistry.
Yeah,
Which is
because
cool.
I was just thinking of other things. Like I do stained glass. There's just a lot of different activities you can do, even just to talk about incorporating mathematics. Even drawing is mathematics. And then I was just thinking of different, even like the color theory. I maybe could do. I even wrote down like try and make your own clay body. Sourcing ingredients in your surroundings, but then thought the same with. Color theory as far as natural pigments in the earth defined for painting. So I was just trying to think of to expand it a little bit within the realm that I can kind of work with.
Well, and the symbols, they'll prompt a call or a outreach, and then you can kind of figure out and take it where you want.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to be just one thing. Oh, I guess I'm next.
I guess you're up, Troy. I was.
Yeah, I have to go over here.
Well, Trevor won't be able to see you.
Oh.
He's online.
Oh.
So are you in my? Do I need to get out of your way?
No, you're good. Oh, there. Was he on that camera? Where's Trevor at?
He's just watching where I'm the station there.
But he
Oh.
can't talk.
He did make a comment. Sorry, can I read it? He said, totally Christine's choice, but might be worth considering coloring the nuclear part of nucleart so people understand the wording connection.
Oh. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Trevor. He can hear us, but we can't hear him.
So Troy Rushton, Latin American Baseball. We have a baseball league in Latin America, and we're actually offering branded apparel, which will be available online, shipped direct to consumers wherever they are. So these are the 4 designs we have: Venezuelan Vipers, Dominican Diablos, Havana Hurricanes, and Mexican Mayans. Minimal viable product, we have trucker hats. We can do them and turn them around in about a week, ship them direct in bulk to whoever. Mainly sold through Instagram and also online. So,
Great.
that is it.
41 seconds. Good job. Questions, feedback?
I have some feedback.
Okay.
The small business folks,
Uh-huh.
wicked smart. I had my first call with Jim today.
Jim Herrick, he's a good guy.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah.
We just kind of went through the list. After we got to chit chat to know each other, I got some homework to work on, but yeah, he's like, yeah, we can take you through that process, and this is where you go for this, and speaks highly of you.
Did you go through the checklist?
Yeah.
So how did that work out for you?
So when you actually register, you make your appointment, you check the boxes. These are the things
Okay.
you need.
Okay.
So he has kind of an idea of what the starting point is, but it's the starting point.
Yeah.
So like where mine is really trademark and it's just a brand. So we're going to be doing some research on what that looks like and how do you research and make sure that you've got your copyrights and your trademarks in place. And then he had some suggestions on like business formation, if it's a sole proprietorship or if you want to do something that you might have different DBAs. Because I have this other amazing idea for like car tattoos, which he actually liked that one.
Well, the lash lady came through. You know what I'm talking about? She did the little eyelashes for VW Bugs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she sold millions of them. Millions of them.
Well, didn't Lyft pick up on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know Lyft was doing lips.
From the
Oh, lips.
mustache.
Or the mustache, yeah.
Pink mustache,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, she. One thing. You said trucker hats. I was expecting to say baseball hats because you have a baseball league.
Well, yeah, it's a baseball hat, but they're known as trucker
Yeah.
hats. It's that mesh, and literally, I actually have a company locally that we work with, Visit Salt Lake, that she's given me a bid. They can do a run of 24. So I've already got the artwork done. I did the artwork on these last year. I had somebody design them. So she thinks she can turn around in a week. So next week you might get a sample.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite logo? Do you have
Oh,
a
the
favorite?
Viper.
The Viper. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one everyone who goes, yeah, I like the snake. This one, not so much. The Hurricane, yeah, people like that one too. But, the thing is, they can be changed.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like the Jazz logo's been.
Oh, yeah. It's going through one more, by the way. They just changed the colors.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Again?
yeah.
But you know what that does? You gotta go get the new t-shirt.
I know, right?
With the new colors.
I'm not a huge
Love it.
jazz fan, but I picked up on the changing the colors, and I followed on Twitter, and some guy posted the color palette that the Utah Jazz has used in like the last 10 years. It's like every color. They've used them all on their uniforms,
Yeah.
but they're going black and white.
So
So,
maybe that's what we're going tonight. We're going to our first Jazz game of the season.
oh, nice.
So I gotta leave the Viper.
Okay. Well, we may be done. We may be done because this class is actually scheduled for a minute or an hour and 20 minutes. So we might get done. So great. You ready to go?
Sure.
Do you have a picture, or are you just going to stand up and talk?
I don't.
You want me to put the one up from last time?
It's kind of the one from last time.
So, Trevor had a comment too.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm trying to watch it.
No.
This one works too, but I really liked Troy's previous diagram that had the hand-drawn baseball design of the world.
So maybe you need to incorporate that into the drawing. So if we go back to,
Well, so what I need to do is do less watermark because the
Oh, I see what you're
backdrop on that PowerPoint is actually the globe with, I found a globe with the baseball stitching on it.
okay,
But I watermarked it, and then when I put the logos on, it kind of washed it out. So yeah, maybe I just use that.
That would be cool if it was like on a baseball.
does this work for you, or do you want me not to do that? Okay.
I just don't know how to do any of that. That's why I'm like, mine's on paper. I'm like, I'm impressed with you guys and all your, I'm like, that stuff just gives me a headache. Like, when I try to do something like that, I'm like, I need someone's help. So.
We'll talk about that just after Jonathan. We'll talk about.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Jonathan Taylor. I'm the owner of Taylor Made STEM, a company that creates elementary school level STEM learning experiences with simple electronics and 3D print kits. At its most basic, we offer as a product a full kit of everything an elementary STEM educator needs for a few different projects with their students. Each project includes a full lesson plan, complete with instructional videos for students, 3D design files where the students are able to customize and design and learn design concepts, to 3D print themselves, and simple, inexpensive electronic component kits that then integrate with those 3D print designs so that students can create something that lasts, that they can interact with, and that they can take home. Some of the assumptions with their projects are that the schools already have a 3D printer available to actually print the students' simple designs, and that each kit is going to be simple enough for young learners to understand, create, and design, and then build as part of a multi-week lesson project.
Great.
So,
You're right at minute 6. Good job.
if I actually wrote it out.
Okay, any feedback?
It's clean, it's easy to understand. It takes technology and it makes it so you can just say, oh, yeah, I can pick this up and do it.
Good. I hesitated. I was wondering your feedback. Like I didn't go into any of what the actual projects are in MVP. I mean, I'd love to squeeze it in there, but then that would take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good, like an opportunity where somebody's like, oh, well, like what kind of
Like what
things,
kind?
you know?
Yeah.
That's my thought. Would be the next question, and then it's like, let me give you one example.
Yeah.
And go into one of them.
Yeah, because you have the 4.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
I haven't written them out though.
Yeah, but the reason we want the MVP is just to
Yep.
reduce costs.
Yes. So I'm gonna do like one of those and have it detailed out. And I have some of the form one detailed out. I went with the lunchbox steeple.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah. Those are simple little.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trevor, say anything?
Let's see. He said, for John, great job. Might want to minimize cue cards in the future.
I tricked him.
Ready?
I was gonna write it.
There
out.
was a- it was a cell
I
phone
don't-
in
I
reality.
have last week's.
Do you want to just, switch them up and try it again?
Want me just to go for it?
Did you send me an image last week?
So no, I have the image, but it's not.
Oh, you didn't send it to
I
me?
did.
Well, why don't you just come up? Because again, this is all about practice. And
I think that crowdfunding could be a good
What's this one called? This
possibility
thing?
for your product.
This is my.
just your elevator pitch with your.
Oh, I don't necessarily have the exact elevator
That-
pitch, but this was like what was last week.
That's
I
okay.
can
We practice.
just kidding from me. Okay. So my name is Dia Fuller, and my business is I haven't actually got it all figured out, but it's diafullerhealthcoaching.com, and this is my my website, Making Healthy Simple, where I'll have an area where you can learn about me, kind of my journey, how I became a health coach, and why. I will have a free ebook that you can, put your email in, and you can opt into like a newsletter. I'm not exactly sure what this will be on, but I will have an ebook. I will have a blog that will have a link to that, which will have like recipes, tips, just various, just healthy thoughts. And then obviously my contact details of how you can reach me, and then the various services that I'm going to offer, which I'll have a free 30-minute consultation. I'm planning on having some free community events. And then I will have group coaching, individual coaching, and I have plans for other things, but that's like, this is kind of what the beginning will be, what I will offer. And I've also played around with the idea of, because I'm also an insurance agent, and I do health insurance, of kind of trying to marry these two things together in a way, like or link it in somehow that that I kind of do both, and be able to market to both clients. So. Any thoughts?
Good job.
I think that was good. I think if you're focusing on like your pitch, I would spend less time on like what's on your website and more like I love the making healthy simple.
Yeah.
Like expand on that. Like what
And
can you do to
just
make
to
healthy
clarify,
simple
this
for
was
me?
not my pitch, just to clarify. This
Oh,
was,
okay.
this was last week, sorry.
Oh,
last
okay.
week's assignment, because I didn't have it done last week, so.
Well, I love the making healthy simple.
So
that,
yes,
that's
so the
like,
pitch is coming,
like,
it's
woo.
just,
I
yeah,
love that.
I've had a lot of things going on with my home, so.
You get an opportunity to do it next week too, by the way.
I will, well, I'll get the pitch, together, but yeah, this was kind of like what you guys did.
Yeah.
Last week,
Okay.
so,
Yeah, I think, kind of following up on that, thinking, I don't know what you were thinking picture, but if it was like an app or just a website, I really like, again, your buttons, or, you use symbols, because, it recipes,
Explain.
exercise, there's a number of
Yeah.
things that they may touch on,
yeah,
and you capture them.
you get a visual,
Yeah, it resonates like that's they're specific and they're interested in engaging with you on, so.
I created my thing in Canva.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that app, but it's,
Super simple.
yeah, it's so easy. They have so many templates and free images.
Canva?
It's
Canva.
Canva, yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
I have the pro version for my other work that I do, but they have a lot in just the free version. And you could put in whatever you want, and they've got all these templates, and you just drop in images and,
yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Super
what you
easy.
did was like, it looks really nice, and.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was just a template they had, and I just did like with the images and the color and the font. So,
Yeah, I would recommend getting on Canva, you can even copy to start with what
yeah, or message me.
Christine was doing as far as just all we're trying to do is get everything down, getting that 30-second pitch down into, or a 10-second pitch down into a single document that when someone says, well, I don't really understand what you're doing, you say, well, here it is.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
what this idea is, and then the pitch is your verbal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will work on that.
All right, guys, we will jump into, good job. Any questions on what you guys did? Any other feedback?
Could I mentioned Trevor also had a comment for Dia.
Okay.
For Dia, might want to throw a food recipe on flyer. I've seen real estate agents do it, and the flyer has consequently stayed on the fridge for a long time.
That's a great idea.
Thank you, Trevor.
Okay, so what we're gonna, so today again, is, we reviewed your UVP. We had a little bit of your, we had a picture to kind of help explain that. And so, the intent is to kind of give you guys an extra week to kind of get that all buttoned up. And what you get that extra week is I want you to work on your elevator pitch, which you guys got it pretty dialed. But it's, 1 to 2 sentences that just define your target market, general idea of what you help them, and why you want this is just for that chance encounter. If you're a networking event, to attract potential clients, or just to get conversation going. So that last 2 sentences is just a little quick. I thought was a very descriptive elevator pitch. I work with small businesses who are struggling to sell their products or services in corporate accounts. We help technology companies effectively use our customer information to drive repeat sales. So those are just very, very descriptive. And it's like, oh, wow, that sounds really interesting. Tell me a little bit more. And then that goes into the next 30 seconds, what we were talking about today. Oh man, I had Chinese food today, and I'm allergic to one of the spices, and I haven't nailed it down yet. So if I pass out or die,
It'll be on camera.
you'll have the. Maybe that was inspiration that I'm recording this, just for my last eulogy, right? Telling you guys you got a minute to explain your company. There's a lot of ways to put your elevator pitch together. You can go online, and there's countless information out here. But here's, I've kind of, after reading through articles and teaching this for several years, these are a couple things that I really I like to, when I'm building an elevator pitch for what I'm doing, I go back to this page and I reference it. For example, first, in our case, we are certainly targeting early adopters because those are the ones that can get the money. So that's kind of a given. If you're already in business and you're not targeting early adopters, you're just trying to reinforce what you're doing, then it may change slightly. But for the most part, the message should be pretty similar. But I always like to answer, these following questions. This is what we do. This is who we do it for, and this is why we do it. And you can interchange the last two. Like for me here at the mill, what we do is we have a physical co-working space and education. Who's it for? It's for entrepreneurs and small business owners. And why do we do it? We help them get to revenue quickly and be more efficient. I mean, that's kind of, the last two are kind of interchangeable. The next part, choose your words carefully. This is a kind of a fun exercise too. And I always use, thesaurus and tools on the internet to just change words around a little bit. But if we're looking at automotive industry, and this is a little bit different now than it was back in like the 80s. But in the 80s, it was BMWs were the fast cars. Audi with their Quattro they were really into design, and then Mercedes was always always the luxury car. That's changed now, but look at your words. Again, the reason that words are important is because that's what will get people's attention. The little highlighted box is kind of a quick elevator pitch. And so basically you focus on the finished story. So this particular company, they are resume building service. And one of the features is they have professionally designed templates for their resumes. The reason they have professional design is it's eye-catching resume that stands out. And why are they doing it? We help people land their dream job. So again, it's all about kind of telling that complete story. I got two of these. So take 4 minutes or so, 4 or 5 minutes, and just write down what you think your elevator pitch is, and then we'll count the words, and let's see how close you are. So don't consciously, I should have waited until after to say count the words, because now you're going to subconsciously count. But go ahead and just try and,
You want to still do like your name and your.
and no, just do,
Like what it is that you do.
yeah, so let me go back here. So basically answer this question. This is what we do, this is who we do it for, and this is why we do it. Do you need some paper? Oh, no. Okay. So take 5 minutes to do that. Striver's done.
Yep.
What time do you need to leave?
Would be about 5:30.
Oh, we may be done by then.
Okay. I'll be good then.
All right. We'll someone really quickly count your words. See how many you have.
I have very few.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Like very few. I was thinking a tad more, and then I thought, no.
29.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
23.
Oh, very good. Good job. So just keep this in mind, and maybe work on this during the week. I'll send a reminder out, but just see if you can get that tightened up for your, and we'll review them next week. We'll do a round robin and hurry blow through because again, we have that kind of that 10-second time frame to really tell people what we do. Now we're going to jump into a little bit of fuzziness here, the difference between a unique value proposition and your elevator pitch. They're kind of similar, but they're a little bit fuzzy, but I don't want to create too much confusion. But what we're going to do now, we're going to kind of shift gears into this concept of a unique value proposition. Does anyone know what that is, what that means? Heard of it before? Has anyone not heard of a unique value proposition? You guys all heard of them? Okay. So what we want to do with our unique value proposition, if you look at it as going to someone's website, this should be the very first thing you see. Because if your customer goes to your website and they don't see what it is, then it's left up to them to figure out what you do. And I have a lot of experience with this when I was managing the alumni for Goldman Sachs, and I'd have to on a regular basis go out. You know, I'd get a request from Goldman or Babson or one of our international or national partners saying, "Look, I need to know who's in manufacturing, or who does food trucks, or who does this," and they'd have a template for me to fill out. You know, the picture of them, their website, their name, and then a description of the company. I, for the life of me, couldn't find the description of the company. You had to have to dig down, you know. And so it's really important on your unique value proposition. And I loved, you know, Troy, what you said first off, first time I think I heard you say is you have a baseball league in Central America. I love that. That got my attention. I'm like, what the hell? It got my attention. So, you know, it's what you do, why you're different, and why you're worth buying. That's the kind of the difference between your unique value proposition and your elevator pitch is, you know, you're differentiating yourself from your competitors and why you're worth buying. Because if you can't do that, your customers are you're leaving it up to them to figure it out. You'll see this dead center a couple of times. You know, I like to, you know, dead center on your landing page. It's got to be a focal point of any sort of marketing information you do. And when we move into next week, we start doing the business model canvas. unique value proposition is right in the middle of your canvas as well. It's really important that you have this nailed down, because this is really your secret sauce. This is why people are going to buy what you do. Jonathan, there's a lot of people in your space doing little widgety stuff. You've got to nail this piece down. Even Christine, what you're doing, this is really, because you want people to go, oh yeah, that's really cool. I totally get what you're doing. And again, if you do a lot of research on UVPs, there's 4 or 5 different methodologies and methods. Pick the one you're most comfortable with. These are probably a combination of 4 or 5, but a couple things that I think are important is, the difference needs to matter when you're differentiating yourself. It needs to be important. Either it's solving a pain or it's providing more pleasure. And again, it's solving it in a unique way. Because once again, without your UVP, everyone has to make up their own mind on what you do, and if you're worth buying. And you don't want that look. There's a lot of customers out there that won't spend the time, and they'll go somewhere else. Especially nowadays when everything's on this, it's got to be pretty small and concise. Whenever I have to start scrolling, I get tired. I just don't want to figure out what people do. So, and again, just trying to reinforce Steve Blank early on, entrepreneur and theorist in how to launch businesses effectively, and it's a single. It is unique. A definition of unique value proposition. It's a single, clear, compelling message that states why you're different and why you're worth buying. And if you ever want to read a great book, 4 Steps of Epiphany is a fantastic book. Here's this example of a large UVP. I just cut this right off of the website. I think if it was mine, I would cut the words down quite a bit. And I've done it before where I have cut the words down, but it's pretty cool what he's doing here. We help technology companies successfully launch new products into the marketplace and assist them to achieve their sales goals. That right there is a pretty good statement. If someone came to me and said, look, I will help you successfully launch your products in the marketplace, and I will help you assist you in yourself to achieve your sales goals, that's pretty compelling. The second sentence is really good too. We focus on the often dropped handoff between sales and marketing. That is absolutely critical, and it happens all the time for big companies. Marketing is siloed by the director of marketing, and sales is siloed by the VP of sales. And those two usually hate each other because they blame. If sales are down, they blame each other. If sales are up, they take all the credit. And then the last sentence is also compelling. As a result, our clients are able to more easily meet projected sales goals and significantly short time profitability. Tell you what, if a company came to me and said, "I'll do that for you," I think I'd hire them, because that's really it's very compelling, and they address problems that I need to have solved. So another great example of I would of course shorten this down because it's kind of wordy for me, but maybe I would. I cut it down once, but or even space it out. But I think it's a great UVP. This is another one you probably heard of. This was their very first UVP. So Uber is the smartest way to get around. One tap and our car comes directly to you. The driver knows exactly where you need to go, and payment is completely cashless. It's kind of cool. Driver gets to me before he even gets to me. He knows where I'm going. There's no, So this was one of their, I think, the first or second UVP. Now they're into airplanes and all this other stuff. So, any thoughts on the UVP? Any comments, questions? I'm going to actually share. I'm going to create a PDF of this presentation and share it with you guys, because I think as you start wanting to start building message around your UVP, because it's important as we go into marketing in 2 weeks.
do you have something to talk about? That's where UVP is going to be kind of the basis for your talking. We're going to shift gears, and we're going to talk about forecasting again. Spend a little more time, just kind of the theory behind it. What we want to do is we want it to rain, which is rain cash, rain money. But it's important we know where it's coming from. And the reason we want to know where it's coming from is because then we can predict in the future, hopefully predict in the future, and maybe put more resources behind that and hopefully get more money. And then, forecast again is, where do we want to spend marketing dollars? How do we want to spend that? I was involved with a company called Surge and Grow. It's out of Babson College. They were taking companies. You had to be in, I think, 50 million minimum revenue, 50 to like 150. And the first purpose of that company was to grow it into a couple $100 million or maybe into $1 billion company. And we started talking about forecast and marketing, and we're in a room with CEOs, and the exercise was, or the homework was to go back to your company in a week and come back and explain and give out the results of your marketing. What the results your marketing have and how that affects the forecast. And these CEOs that are running, $50 million companies couldn't do that. They had no idea where their marketing results are, and they had no idea how to drive revenue based off marketing. So, so this is a really important part of running your business, is understanding where the money's coming from and how to figure out where to spend marketing dollars and put resources. So again, just reinforce this. What's the purpose of forecasting? We want to plan. Again, I was in a meeting with Jim Herron from the Sbdc, and one of our clients and an investor, and as it was actually a VC, very, very wealthy VC who wanted to give money to this poor little client, and we couldn't make it through our forecast. The client just didn't understand the startup, didn't understand when to bring in sales. If you are scaling and you have to bring in people to help, that wasn't clearly defined. Troy, for example, what if someone calls you and say, I need 110 hats? What does that look like? Do you have to have, is that just you? Do you have to have someone help you do that? Same thing with your widgets. What if you get a school district that says, in Q1 next year, we need, a couple thousand of these things and support. How are you going to support us? So you want to build all that into your forecast. We talked about scenarios, and with your forecast, you should do 3 scenarios. What you really think is going to happen. And then, like when we talked about with US Web, or with Webvan, remember that company that was doing the grocery stores that failed because of 5% difference in cost. So already projections out. Scenario. The cool thing with an Excel spreadsheet is you can just put the percentage in and change that percentage, and it'll change your whole forecast. So you want to do the at least 3 scenarios. What you think you can do, best case and worst case. Worst case is, what if the phone doesn't ring? What if sales are half what you think it is? Some people think that they can get, if they only hit half their sales goals, they can still, make money or break even. Some people lose money if they're only hitting half their sales goals. So make sure that you're not losing money. And again, what we're trying to do is just turn it into a real business, not just a hobby. And then, like I mentioned, the assumptions. Do you have any data to support your forecast? For example, with your widgets to the schools, you know, you can easily go find out how many third grade schools are in Utah, and you easily find out how many there are in the United States, and you can say, well, you know, this is I hope to capture you know X% of the market. So you can use data to support that. You know, make sure that you know, right now there's a really big problem with supply chain, and you probably want to build that into a forecast. I don't know if you're reading the horror stories, but it might be a sparse Christmas if some of these boats don't get unloaded. Validate your price. You look at your competitors, see what they're selling, and you know, conversion rate is what does it cost to get a customer, and you know, convert a prospective customer into a real customer. I'm going to briefly, because I'm going to try to get out here at 5:30. So yeah, we'll make it. No, actually, we're about done. So we had a small presentations tonight, so that cut our time down. But just quickly on financial statements, and this is something that Jim will walk you through if you and I highly recommend you understand the three financial statements. In the Sbdc downstairs, we'll walk you through those. They're in the middle of Cash is King right now, and I think Elisa's going to that, and someone else is going to that. She was there today. So, but there's a lot of resources on your financial statements, but I'm not going to get into that too much tonight, other than we'll just review them. That your P&L statement just summarizes your revenue, costs, and expenses during a specific time period. I recommend, again, as you get into revenue, is to use some accounting software. Wave is free, and it works, and it spits these out for you. So Intuit is a little more sophisticated. I think they're anywhere from 19 to 29 a month for QuickBooks. But again, just you want to understand how your business is doing, and this is a great opportunity for you to learn financials, even though it's boring and all of that. However, the caveat to growing your business is as you start to get revenue and you want to expand based on these three financial statements. You don't want to expand just because you want to. You want to expand based on the ability to expand your financing. That may require getting a loan if you don't have cash, but you don't want to just blindly go out and do something. So, and again, cash flow statement, it just understands how your business is doing. And that just that's your day-to-day money coming in and coming out. And then your balance sheet is more of a, you know, it's not monthly, but it gives you your assets and liabilities at any point in time. If you're going to go out and get an investment or a loan from a bank like Zions Bank, they will require a balance sheet, and so it's good habit. And the cool thing about getting involved with Sbdc, and I do like giving them props, is once you get in and they get to know you, they can help you along this way, and they'll have, you know, Jim has his own it's the same template that I sent you. They use it, and yeah, he'll help you and manage that.
Just along those lines, when we were talking, he goes, well, it's like when you're ready to do the business formation, he goes, we do it on Zoom. He says, I can do a screen share. He says, I'll just watch and make sure you answer the questions right. Because if you answer one wrong, it will kick you to certain things like, yeah.
It'll prompt you for questions.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's it. Yeah, he'll sit on there and watch you do it. So doing the formation, and when you're doing forecasting, he'll actually do it and share his screen and show you what he's doing. And yeah, so it's good. It's really good to know those guys. So the last thing that I want to share with you tonight is, and I'm going to give you a spreadsheet, and I'll send this out to you, a competitive analysis. So all we're trying to do here is gather some data on our competitors to help us support what we're doing. help us with pricing. Where are they marketing? You know, do they have strengths and weaknesses? What are customers saying about them? And again, it's just kind of another. It's kind of like them looking at your company or you looking at them. It just gives you another gut feel that yeah, we're kind of headed down the right road. And it also will give you good if you dig into them what their target audience is, and you can usually get that if you follow them on social media, look at the comments and that sort of thing. So I have a spreadsheet that I'm going to send out to you on competitive analysis. And I'll get that to you tomorrow. Any questions with competitive analysis?
I mean, I kind of was looking at that just as I was kind of considering pricing and, you know, just packages and just what people have out there and what they're offering. And I considered maybe just contacting them, you know.
To find out what their prices are?
Well, just like, I don't know, to, like, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, well, one, because some people don't list their prices.
Oh yeah, so act like a customer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I would absolutely recommend you doing that. If you guys have competitors, call them up and ask them, go and run it through. I love the fact that you go out and kind of get free information from your competitors. You know, if you're doing contracts, any of you guys are going to do contracts,
Yeah.
call your competitor, act like a customer, and say, hey, send me all the contracts. I got to get them signed up. I'm going to sign up, and you get them all. Because they've already spent the money with the attorneys. Right? I'll give you an example. And I had to help this kid. He was laughing so hard. We were told to do it. A couple of years ago, I had a Hispanic kid that was doing jet ski rentals, and come through the class. He's like, oh, I went to my attorney. My attorney's going to charge me $10,000 to create all of these. And I'm like, no, let's go. We went over to RV rental over here. Hey, we want to rent jet skis for the weekend. What do we got to do? And they gave us all the forms. And now they'll even send it to you online as a PDF, and you can edit them. All you got to do is drop your logo in. So yeah, I recommend. Get to know what they
Well,
say.
Exactly, just like looking to see what people offer,
Yep.
you know, how they have their, you know, website set up and trying to figure that out.
So any other questions on competitive analysis? So I'm going to send you out some homework, but we want you to work on your UVP, your elevator pitch, your UVP. They're slightly different. The UVP is a little more detailed. And then, boy, look at your forecast. Start really plugging numbers in. We don't want any surprises after you launch. We want them before we launch. And then I have a sheet. I wish I had it in here, but it's just a spreadsheet on competitive analysis. It's pretty straightforward. You just want to basically get their website, what their prices are, their marketing. They have a UVP, drop it in there. You know, what is their selling points? And that is it. We got done, a little bit early tonight. So let me see.
So you want well, obviously the elevator pitch that everybody did today, and then the one that's like a short condensed.
Yep. Actually, maybe we'll do both because this is a smaller class, so we may do both because we'll have time. And I'll send you an email out there. Oh, I need to spell it right. So this is what the competitive analysis looks like. So this is your business, and 3 competitors, and then just which is product or service, benefit or features. And some of these may or may not be relative to you, but this is a pretty extensive competitive analysis. I really like the unique value proposition in their marketing because that really helps us as a new company to kind of not have to spend a ton of money on that. Target market would be cool. Their target market and they're the same customers, that may help you out. And then just some other things. But I'll send this out to you guys as well, so you have this next week. Actually, tomorrow. And that's all I have. You're gonna go to the Jazz game, huh?
Yes,
Who are they playing?
Oklahoma tonight.
Oh.
We did the Game of Month pack.
Oh, nice.
2 rows up, upper deck. So I'm not on the edge because I hate heights. We're going with some friends from, let's see, I've known Carla since she was 12. I met her husband when he was 14. So you've got a few years to go.
Nice.
And now it was weird because they're retired. He was a cop for 30 plus years. And she couldn't stand working after he retired, so she retired. Now they're always lobbying us, when are you retiring? I'm like, well, I got a few years to go. Plus I kind of like what I do. So yeah, but our kids are all grown, and once upon a time we were in junior high together. Weird how life happens.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
As far as weeks,
Huh?
so I was just looking.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is week 6, right?
7.
I don't know how. Anyway,
Is it 7?
no, it must be 6. So it's something.
Oh.
But this was going to go till the 17th of November. That would give us 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the following week's going to end up being Thanksgiving.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine.
Probably have to go.
I'm gonna combine. We'll combine one.
So you have 4 more.
Yeah.
So we'll do 4 more.
Yeah, we'll combine them. I apologize. I just realized that that worked. I like these 2 reviews because it gives you more time to go out and get more data. But, so I'm gonna chop up week. Actually, what I'm gonna do with week 10 is I'm going to that week 10. I'm gonna take completely out, and you need to go visit the Sbdc like Troy did and start understanding. I will let them worry about the financial forecast because that's what they do. They're so good at that. So I'll take week 10 out. The next 2 weeks are really important. We could even we're gonna have 3. I'm gonna finish it up in 10. So I'm gonna combine week 11 with week 9. I'll do it. I'll figure it out. I've done some. So I really apologize. I've been teaching you my students class, but so we will be finished in 10 weeks. But so week 10, and I'll send you out just better description. But yeah, contact the Sbdc and get into financials. That's what week 10 is more the financial stuff, and they're really good at it. So that's all I have. Trevor, if you're still there, good luck. If you're learn a lot, is he still there?
I see one person
Okay.
watching, so yeah.
17.
So,
Cool.
all right, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hospital. Like their health there.
Yeah, that's one thing I need to adjust if it's a smaller class.